is also one of the movie locations or film locations for Game of Thrones. Can you guys actually name what scene it's from? I can't really remember right now. I feel like it's been 10 years since the last episode and I'm missing it already. But if you can see here at night, it's like so busy and it's like one big party. So beautiful. Diocletian's palace, and basically this is where Khaleesi and so many scenes from Game of Thrones were actually filmed. Well, for one, this is the dungeon where the dragons were kept, and then the other part is this is where Khaleesi had judged where she had her dragons eat like that person who went against her. Anyway, that scene, and then basically all these alleyways here on the left and the right where you see the scenes where they're holding onto their torches and they're trying. The slaves are actually looking for other people to join up the uprising, and so on and so forth. But more importantly, take a look at that window in the back. It's just a window, but you would think that there's a staircase because it's supposed to lead down to this dungeon. Now, I had the worst thinking, or at least a lot of people actually thought that the stairs from the other area, from the main square where it leads to the bazaar, people think that those are the stairs. Nuh-uh, even I got it wrong. Now, the stairs were actually made just for the TV show, and it was connected right here, and then about maybe I think a year later, they had taken it out. So the stairs, they're totally gone. But that is supposedly the entrance to the dungeon. So, you know, there's so many streets here in the old town, and as you can see, it's actually quite busy. There's restaurants, there's shops, it's multi-stories, and even a residential area. So just in these streets alone, so many things have happened in the Game of Thrones. But this wall in particular is actually quite memorable. If you remember that scene where they actually painted, where it says "Kill the Masters," where the slaves who did an uprising formed a revolution together with Daenerys, and that's where they put it here. And the reason why you notice the alleyway is because of that door right over there. And this is where they did it. So basically, this is the town of Kaštela. Kaštela is pronounced as Kash, like Kella, and it's a castle town. Now, this was used in Game of Thrones as the city of Braavos. So Braavos is where that guy, you know, he's like the faceless man, and this is where Arya Stark actually came, and she lived here for quite a bit to do a bit of her training, also in search of the nameless god. If you guys don't know who that is, it's basically that room. There's like a lot of faces and yada yada yada, and then she just really wanted to be to avenge the death of her family from the Lannister family. So this is the courtway where she was actually entering, and she had just arrived at Braavos. And then over there on the outside, that was sort of like where all the ships were and when she was arriving. And then there was like a market. Okay, Okay, so now we're here in Klis Fortress, and so as you know, fortress just basically means that it's on top of a hill. So back in the ancient times, it was actually used as like a watchtower to protect the surrounding areas, including Split. And see, the rocks are like, the stone is like super steep. It's not paved, so it is quite tricky to actually come here. Now, as much as this is historical, it's not really a main tourist site, but all because of Game of Thrones, this has become like 99% where tourists will come here just to see where the scene where Daenerys actually arrived at the city of Meereen, and where she was telling people that she is the true queen and that they should all like bend a knee for her. And of course there was a bit of resistance, and this is where it all happened. You can't really see it right now, but from down below, showing the CGI. So if you guys remembering that scene where there was a lot of crucified bodies on a pathway when they were approaching Meereen, and this is where that happened, this pathway right here. That's one of them that I can recall. This over here is the throne of Daenerys when she was in Meereen. And so imagine she was standing here and she was waving and just looking at all the people right in front of her. And she was basically saying, I am your Khaleesi, and I need your army so we can conquer the 7 kingdoms. Did I say that right? I think so. So here's me in my hat walking up the stairs, exactly how Daenerys was doing it while she was walking with Missandei up these stairs. Just had to replicate that. So we're making up our way up to the fortress. Now, as much as this is all about Game of Thrones, I mean, it is a historical fortress, so there is also a small museum right in there, basically showing Croatian history, and they're basically showing the weapons that were used by Croatians when they were fighting against the Turks or the Ottomans back in the, not sure what century that was, and just showing what they were wearing, and also just basically showing like what this fortress was really used for. I mean, of course, it is an advantage being so high up and to see the enemies and how to fight them. Okay, so this very short tunnel right here. So this is from season, was it 4 or 5? 4. Season 4, where Daenerys has to basically lock up her dragons because they were causing more harm than good. So if you remember that scene where she was actually entering that the so-called like sunken dungeon, that was actually Diocletian's palace. But the pathway towards that dungeon for a short period of time is actually this. So she walks in, and then she takes the stairs down, that's Diocletian's palace, and then as she's exiting, she's moving away, and then she looks heartbroken, and she's back here. Come to Croatia and know that everything is like Game of Thrones if you don't actually enter an official Game of Thrones store. So take a look at this. Ta-da! There's Tyrion, and if you actually take a look, if you buy something, you actually get to sit on the Iron Throne itself, but you know, hey, shout out to Victoria Court of the Philippines, where they have a legit Iron Throne, which even I got to sit on when I hosted the wedding anniversary of the Valdeses, which was super cool, and I got to sit in the Iron Throne together with my good friend Anton Barreto, who's also my interior designer, so that was super cool. I was dressed in a Rajo Laurel gown, and I was supposed to be like Cersei. Well, I tried, but yeah, that was super cool. Sorry, we're kind of going crazy inside the store because just when you thought it was t-shirt, it's like, what the hell, they have everything. They have like the 3 dragon eggs, and then of course, gotta have your happy hour with these cups. with the matching coasters. But I'm super eyeing, as much as this is for beer, for my morning coffee. Because obviously a ceramic cup is not enough. Although if you do want a ceramic cup, it does say, that's what I do. What does it say?
That's what I do. I drink and I know things.
Exactly. AKA Tyrion Lannister. Oh my god, I think I need this in my life. Right?
It's like the Jamie's can.
It's
Isn't your favorite
sold. Jamie's only like my favorite character. That's right. His hand is off. We're so getting this. What is this for? Coffee, tea, liquid. It doesn't matter. Sold. And the nice thing about this is for any souvenir that you buy, move it, is you get, here's a closer shot. Ta-da! You get to sit here and drink with the stars. So, as you can tell, I'm a fan. Spent money for souvenirs. So we bought like presents and basically presents for me. No, it was such a nice day. We went on the Game of Thrones tour the whole day, and then we ended it with a souvenir shop that's dedicated to Game of Thrones. And because we bought a couple of souvenirs, we get to sit on the Iron Throne. Down there because like I'm literally being blown away, and it's so dangerous right now because of the tides, and I'm just so sad. Aww. This is the closest I'm ever going to get to the Game of Thrones tour that was canceled today, but at least I got to see one location. This is Flish Beach. Once upon a time, nobody cared about this place, only the locals did. And then when Game of Thrones used this as like the entrance where Daenerys like gets to the ground, she kneels and then she holds onto the black sand. So that's the entrance of Dragonstone, and then the pathway that goes up to the castle, that's a whole other location that they put together. And that's the place I didn't get to today. But at least we get to see one. So you know that saying, you can literally taste the rainbow? Though I can't taste it, but I'm literally so close to it. I've seriously never seen, have you seen anything like this before? Where the rainbow is literally right behind me from end to end. Or at least that's what it seems to be. So I'm here in Skogafoss, right in the south coast of Iceland. It is one of the most unreal things I've ever heard. And for all you know, at the end of that rainbow, there really is a unicorn or a pot of gold.